A new book by Barack Obama took some shots at Sarah Palin. Essentially, kind of blamed Sarah Palin for the overall anti intellectualism that has come to encapsulate today's GOP. The book actually said the following. It says, through Palin, it seemed as if the dark spirits that had long been lurking on the edges of the modern Republican Party, xenophobia, anti intellectualism, paranoid conspiracy theories, and antipathy toward black and brown folks, were finding their way to center stage. She had no idea what the hell she was talking about. Okay, we'll talk about that later. I mean, to a degree, you're right. I don't think she's the reason it became center stage at all by any stretch of the imagination. That's giving her far too much credit. So this made news last week, and Sarah Palin came out on Newsmax TV, about the only network still willing to have her on, and she fired back at Obama, saying the following. She said, "It's kind of pleasurable to know that I've been living rent-free in his head for 12 years. The movement that he still cannot accept nor understand, that movement was all about giving the voiceless a voice, empowering people who are fed up, want accountability in their government, want a smaller, smarter government, things that he just hasn't been able to grasp." That movement that you're talking about, Sarah, that was all about billionaires conning a bunch of stupid people to go to Washington and demand that they deliver not for the working class, but for the billionaire class. You are a useful tool of the elite until, of course, you prove too toxic for them to even associate with anymore. And by that, I mean your wretched, absolutely disgusting and despicable home life. You became too toxic for the Republican Party to touch you. Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up is to point out the hypocrisy. It's sad what has happened to Sarah Palin's family. It is very sad. They need help, and we should be giving them help. But instead, she continues to go out there and advocate on behalf of politicians and interests that would deny her family the help that it so desperately needs. Her son attacked her husband. Her husband then had to flee the house, leaving her still inside with the deranged son who was having a psychotic episode. And the husband, the son could have killed Sarah, and the husband just ran off. The son ended up being arrested for this, spent a couple days only in jail as part of a plea agreement. That kid has serious issues that do need to be addressed. Otherwise, he is a danger to society. He needs help. Incarceration is not the answer. That is not going to get him what he needs. He needs mental health. Then, of course, you have the family's hypocritical stance on sex before marriage. How horrible that is. Oh, crap. Her daughter kept getting pregnant while she's out there teaching abstinence only. And that's what actually happens. Studies show when you only teach the one side of it. When you teach kids about contraceptives, teen pregnancy rates go down. I mean, you got to get your own house in order, Sarah, before you start throwing stones at other people's houses. Not to mention the fact that you quit your term as governor because you wanted to be a reality TV star. That didn't pan out because it turns out nobody likes you. That's the thing Sarah Palin didn't know. Nobody liked her. Oh, I'm going to leave halfway through my term and I've got this reality show on one of the cable channels, and then it lasted one season, I think, maybe a season and a half. I know, I think it got canceled halfway through a season. I know that. But anyway, nobody wanted to watch her. Nobody wanted to watch her family descend into chaos in real time, which is what's happened. But she still tries to claim the moral high ground and go out there and tell people they're the ones who are messed up while her family is burning down and could use her help. They really could. They could use anybody's help. But she won't give it to them because she's too busy pointing the finger at others and saying you're all a bunch of idiots and hypocrites and liars. Look in the mirror, Sarah. Things aren't so good at home, are they? Now, as to Obama's claim, she brought this all center stage. No, she didn't. She represents all of it. Yes, absolutely. You're right about that. But she didn't bring this center stage, man. You know, it's easy and very lazy to put it all on Sarah Palin. Or to say John McCain lost because he picked Sarah Palin. John McCain lost partially because that viral clip of him going out there singing, what's that song? Bomb, 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 Iran. People were mortified by that. Everybody seems to forget about that. Everybody also seems to forget that the public in general was pretty exhausted after 8 years of George W. Bush and didn't want another president who was nearly identical to him. Sarah Palin did not cost John McCain that election. John McCain cost John McCain that election, and Sarah Palin helped it along. Furthermore, the racism, the xenophobia, the anti-intellectualism, that stuff has existed in the Republican Party for decades before Sarah Palin even got her first job as a sportscaster in Alaska. You got to go all the way back to Reagan, at least possibly even further back, to get to the root of the anti-intellectualism of the GOP. This is the Lee Atwater strategy. The racism is the Lee Atwater strategy. And to say that Palin is the one who brought this along, or thinking that the Koch brothers are the ones who started all this, no. No. That is giving Palin far too much credit. That is giving the Kochs far too much credit. What's happened with the Republican Party didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen just because of Trump. It didn't happen just because of Palin. It was a slow and steady process that was put in motion in the 1970s, and they finally were able to put it center stage with the election of Ronald Reagan.